YouTube, it's Tuesday, and you guys know what that means. It's Tier List Tuesday, baby. Let's go. Alrighty today, YouTube. So, as you guys know, we've been playing a lot of Rebirth Island lately, but most of my tier lists are just based around, in general, either Verdansk or Rebirth. Today, we're going to be doing every single weapon in the game just for Rebirth Island. I haven't done this yet. I've never done it. I've only done every single weapon in the game once because it does make it a little bit longer video, but we're going to try to go through this as quick as possible so you guys don't lose interest and we keep it fun and interesting. You guys can know where every weapon goes. Or, as I know most of you guys are probably you're going to skip to the end. Don't do that. Help the video out. Watch the video. It's okay. You guys do what you guys want. I know how not everyone has a ton of time in their life, so I'm going to try to make this as fun, as quick as possible, and as informational as possible, because there's a lot of guns, obviously, and then we're going to be getting more guns with Vanguard coming forward. So, Rebirth Island tier list, let's jump into it, guys. All right, guys, so, if you guys haven't been in my tier list before, just real quick, top meta, garbage. Usually it's S down to D, but I think this actually works out perfect for this tier list because S is a little confusing and like vague, and garbage is perfect. So we're just gonna fly through this really quick, guys, because there's pistols, there's snipers, there's a lot of stuff that's not gonna rank super high in this list. Let's just do it. Magnum, garbage. Diamatti, honestly, if you do dual Diamattis, or single Diamatti, I'm honestly gonna put it in like for a pistol. I guess we'll put it in competitive. It's probably the best pistol. That and the Renettis are probably the best pistols, so we'll put them right there. But other than that, like, these are all garbage. Akimbo X, just ugly. Dual Degos. The M19s, honestly, though, are broken, though. So if you guys haven't tested those out before, like, they're so good, guys. Like, absolutely ridiculous. You have to try them out. I do need to do another video on those because the Akimbo M19s actually have, like, the fastest time to kill in the game. But I think they actually might have gotten nerfed recently, now that I think about it. I don't know. Someone let me know in the comments if those did get nerfed, but they're very good, guys. So let's start. Oh, we'll drop it down to the competitive just in case, because someone's probably gonna be mad if I don't. Riot Shield, low key, guys, in Warzone and Rebirth Island, like, is so much fun to run. I'm gonna put it viable just because Cali sticks in this together is just ridiculously fun. If you guys haven't done it before, like, you're basically like an assassin in every single corner, and you can just have so much fun doing it. And I highly recommend, because everyone gets a little sweaty every once in a while. Mess around, have some fun, guys. Come on. The Tundra is definitely going to be, like, in that niche area, like, sniping, but, like, it's not that good. I'm going to be completely honest. Actually, it's going to go below average. Niche is more for, like, the Riot Shield, I guess. But screw that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Like, come on. Riot Shielding it up. I'm actually going to get rid of this right now, guys. I've never done this in a tier list video before, but I don't think we really lose anything. I'm getting rid of niche. Knife, we are going to garbage. Knifing really doesn't do anything other than when you're like landing on someone and beating them down with their gun. I mean, the knife doesn't do anything. If we're talking throwing knife on Rebirth Island, we can go literally meta, because if you're vibing and you're getting those kills with the throwing knife as they go down, honestly amazing. But standard knife in your hand, eh. Pellington, I guess I'll put it above Tundra, but not much better because the ADS feels terrible on it. The M82 is below average for, it's going garbage actually. The scope zooms in too much. Fire rate on it's trash. If you hit people in the head, it's okay. Bullet velocity, trash. I want to see a buff to them 82, to be completely honest. HDR, Rebirth Island, below average. Fills in that same category as the Tundra. AX50, garbage. It's just a better version of the HDR, so garbage. Dragunov, literally the worst gun in the entire game. If you guys haven't watched my 10,000 subscriber video of the Dragunov, please go watch it. It didn't get like any views, and literally I dropped 7,500 damage with it in a Rebirth Island gameplay. I don't know how I did it, guys. Don't ask me. I popped off, but this gun sucks. Trust me. Rytech, it's in the same category where like M82, where the bullet velocity is horrible on it, and you can't even like use it to destroy vehicles in this, so garbage. SPR, I will say, is like, I'd probably say competitive for a sniper. If we're gonna go like at the end of the day, like for a sniper, it's pretty competitive. Like, it's not as good as like the Kar 98K or the Swiss, which I'll get into like literally right now. The Swiss is the best in the game, but it's still really good, guys. The ADS speed is just slightly slower than the Kar 98K, and honestly, it has no bullet drop, which at the end of the day, it's very competitive. Part 98K is my favorite gun in the game, and I don't think anyone needs to tell anyone that it's meta or anything like that because it is absolutely insane. Also, guys, if you guys have made it this far into the video, I have loadouts for every one of these guns, basically. Some of like the really bad guns like the M82 and like the pistol. Some of them aren't on my list, but I'll put it down below. I have a whole list, a Google sheet of every single loadout I have in the game, and I update it as often as I possibly can when I find something new and great on the stream, because if you guys been to my live stream before, I know I'm plugging everything right now, but I literally test the most random things, and if it works, we change it on that list. So it's good, guys. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Crossbow. It's definitely garbage. I'll be completely honest. I am working on like a double crossbow video. Don't worry. I hope you guys watch that video. The MK2 Carbine, it would be so much fun in Rebirth if it was one shot in the head. It would honestly be broken though, I think, but I just wish they would like buff this gun because it's horrible in Warzone. Completely horrible. Sigma 2, garbage, shoots way too slow for a rocket launcher. You can get away with some of the other ones. EBR 14, horrible, garbage. There's gonna be so many garbage guns on this. SKS, garbage. Both the EBR and the SKS use sniper ammo. That's why they're garbage. The AUG, I'm going to put at below average for the time being. I think it's okay, but like it's not viable, I don't think. The M16 is in that same exact spot for Rebirth Island. You don't really want a 3-burst weapon. When it was absolutely broken, heck yeah, but right now, DMR 14, I would say it's viable right now. I think it's in a better spot than these two. Especially if you do like the SMG DMR, like it's really solid. Like you can maybe push it to competitive in that, but in general, I think it's just viable right now. The Type 63 is going to be more competitive right now with the titanium barrel that they have right now. It's kind of like really strong up close, and I'm going to try to get a video for that gun soon, guys, for you, but I actually don't have it leveled up because when the DMR was at its best, it was just better than the Type 63. So with work and everything I do on the side of doing YouTube, like I actually have a full-time job. I didn't really have time to level up both of them. So I was like, I knew it was going to get nerfed. So I was like, let's just stick with the DMR because it's the better one right now. And I was right. They both got nerfed, and the Type 63 is never that good. But at the moment, very good spot. The M60, oh my God, get out of here. Freaking garbage. The Stoner, LMGs in general don't do great on Rebirth Island. If you're an LMG player and you play Rebirth Island, I feel bad for you in that sense just because they're so clunky and like, not great at close range. Yes, the time to kill is good on it, but like they're just so clunky and heavy. I'll put the Stoner at viable though. RPD, I'll put that at below average just because the time to kill is a little slow. Holger, you can do like a fun hipfire build with, and you can actually make it decent for like Rebirth Island, but we're gonna go below average on it. The RPG, I'm actually going to put viable because there's nothing worse than getting hit with an RPG in Rebirth Island. Like you're running up a staircase fast, you're ready to make a play, and douche. Cold War RPG, by the way. Cold War RPG is the only one you want to run. The Modern Warfare one has been nerfed. The Cold War one shots when you hit them, so you're good. RPG, I might have just unlocked something for someone because it's really annoying. SA87, honestly, guys, it's low-key meta right now, but someone's gonna hate me if I put it up there, so I'm gonna put it in the competitive because the stats on that gun. If you guys didn't watch it this past week, I made an SA87 video and it's really good, guys. Like, if you guys haven't tried it out, like, I know I was just saying LMGs aren't good in Rebirth Island, but the SA87 feels a lot more like an AR. It's just a slightly heavier AR. It feels exactly like the Odin. And it just, like, the fire rate's good on it. There's, like, no recoil. The stats are great. It's just the upgraded version of an LMG right now. I'm telling you, very competitive. MG34 is going to go to garbage. Okay, the fire rate's just a little too hard to control. The Fin, I'm going to put at viable. If you put the adverse barrel on, it's probably like the best time to kill in the game, technically the fastest. Recoil is going to get a little out of control on a controller, but if you're on a mouse and keyboard, you can make it work, and you can like run it as a chainsaw, and it's pretty fun. So not going to go any higher than viable, but it's good. PKM is in that same spot as the Stoner, where it's just like almost identical stats, but the PKM has a little bit better accuracy, a little bit heavier. Stoner has a little bit better ADS speed. Obviously, Cold War versus Modern Warfare. You really can't go wrong. Those are probably your two best LMGs in the game right now, along with the Bruin. Those three are very, very viable right now. And like I said, I wouldn't recommend to run them in Rebirth Island, but you definitely can. But don't run the 3x scope on it. Run the hollow on all 3 of them. The Corp hollow or blue dot, whatever you guys got going on. M91. This gun I don't think gets enough love. I'm going to put it at below average. I could put it in garbage, but I do truly think it is better than like the M60 MG34. It's actually decent. The recoil like just goes up and down like this very fast. It's decent. The Gallo is broken. That is 100% meta. Just because, like, if you guys haven't used it recently, like, the shotguns didn't get touched in that big weapon patch that we had and reduced some of the time to kills. So they're in a stupid spot right now. I'm expecting a Gallo nerf this week, though. If it doesn't happen this week, I expect it in the next month. Like, it's gonna happen for sure. Street Sweeper, I would also say, actually, it's been nerfed, so I'm gonna put it in competitive because it isn't as good as the Gallo, but like, it's good. Like, that 16-round drum, you can't go wrong with in Rebirth. Power 77, Loki, this is such a fun gun to use. I'm going to put it at below average. It's not garbage. Like, ground loot Hauer is broken. And if you actually run the Hauer, which I have before on this channel and had like a crazy gameplay on it, was really fun. It's low-key good, guys, because if you can find those people that are flying in with like 2 plates or like just not in the greatest situation, you can one-pump people in the head when they have 2 plates. So it's fun. It brings you back to like the OG Fortnite pump days where you just like jump and hit someone directly in the face and one shot them. Like, really fun, but I would not recommend. VLK Rogue, I think, is in a better spot than the Hauer, so we'll put it at viable. The fire rate's just a little funky on it. Very, very funky, but it's not. It's just not as good as some of the other shotguns, but it's solid for sure. It's like an automatic 2-tap, but that fire rate, it can be hard to hit those 2 taps. Next, we have the M79 China Lake. You are garbage. The 725, garbage. The only way to make that really viable is running the slugs on it. And with the slugs on it, you have to hit headshots. If you don't hit headshots, it doesn't kill them. So, garbage. Origin 12, I'll put below average. It just got hit really hard back in the day. It's like the VLK Rogue. If these two had a baby, it'd be OP. Actually, they did, and it's called the Gallo. Because this has like the fastest fire rate for shotguns. Actually, it might be the AA-12 slash, where is it? Jack 12. Sorry, AA-12 is back to Modern Warfare 2. But the Origin 12, like, it just got hit way back in the day, and it's definitely, you could use it, but it's not that great. I wouldn't recommend it. There's so many better shotguns. Like, this is better. It's still viable compared to like below average in my opinion. Like, I take the R9 all day over it, and I'm working on a fire shotgun video right now, and honestly, I've been getting the main AR has been like just popping off when I'm using this gun. So we haven't got it yet, but we've been running on stream, and low-key this thing might be like competitive. Like, it's really good in Rebirth. I don't want to push it up there yet, but we'll give it a sec. Model 8 680, it's horrible, honestly. It's probably below average, but like, that gun's horrible. Like, you should never use it. There's so many better shotguns. The Jack 12 is definitely meta. I think that these two are like literally identical. The Gallo has slightly better movement. The Jack 12 is a little clunkier, but the Jack 12 gets 20 bullets compared to this. They have about the same amount of range, and the damage is very similar. Like, both of these guns either kill you in 2 or 3 taps. So if you're in a close range with them, like, you're just screwed. Next, we have the 8K74U. I'm sorry I'm going so fast here, guys, but there's so many weapons, and I'm trying to like give you an in-depth briefing on them, but like, I'm doing what I can. The AK-74U is that gun that like wants to be great. It wants to be there, but it's just not. Maybe someday. But right now, and it feels horrible on mouse and keyboard, by the way. If you use it on mouse and keyboard, it is horrible. Controller, it feels 100 times better, but I just put it in viable for now. The Milano, I would probably put in competitive for Rebirth Island just because it has a high damage rate. Up close and personal with it, it still does a really fast time to kill compared to some of the other SMGs, and it feels really good. So definitely viable. You can actually run it as like the 3x AR too, still version of the Milano, but it's not that good compared to what it used to be. The LC10, I would probably put in the viable category as well. Top of it, like, it's just mixing a little bit. If it had a slightly faster time to kill, it would probably be broken, to be honest, because there's 0 recoil and it has really good range, but it's viable right now. The KSP-45 is going to go below average. The time to kill is actually really good in it, and it's pretty easy in Rebirth to use because, like, you just have to hit them with 2 bursts for the most part, sometimes 3 bursts, but it just, a 3-burst SMG just doesn't feel right. Let's be honest. MAC-10 is meta. I'd probably say it's the best, second best SMG in the game right now, if not like the best overall SMG in the game. The high fire rate on it gives it a really fast time to kill, and it has good range with very minimal recoil. The Strela, and I'm gonna put it in garbage. Like, that's, the RPG's better than it. If it was shot like, well, I guess technically, let's put it below average. The Strela at least shoots completely straight. So that's the one argument it gets. The Bullfrog, a lot of people are trying to make this meta right now, but it really isn't. If you're not hitting headshots with it, the time to kill is garbage. So if you don't hit headshots, don't use that gun. If you can hit some headshots, the Bullfrog might be your favorite weapon in the game. But other than that, yeah, it's good, but don't get me wrong. Hit those headshots. Cold War MP5 is going to go in the same spot. It's just like they nerfed the range on it, and so the time to kill is still good up close, but the thing where the Cold War MP5 gets ahead of some of these other ones is like the movement on it is crazy. Like, I want to see JGod make a video on the speed that every one of these SMGs run, because I swear when I'm running this MP5 from Cold War, like, I feel like I'm Spider-Man. Like, I'm just sliding around like smooth as heck, just like gliding. Like, it feels so good. Fennec, I'm going to put at viable. I mean, the time to kill is really good on it, but like, that 40 round mag needs to be a 60 round mag. If it was a 60 round mag, it would definitely be competitive, but until they can give that thing more ammo, it's just never going to be viable in Warzone, unfortunately. The ISO, Loki? Loki's competitive. Like, people are sleeping on the ISO. The time to kill after research, the season 4 mid-season update was really good. Like, I think it's in the top, like, I think it's like the 7th fastest time to kill SMG right now, which puts it like right in the middle. I think there's 14 SMGs or something like that. It's like right in the middle. It's definitely viable. There's 0 recoil. If it just had a better iron sight, man, it would be amazing. Some people like it though. I don't know. Y'all are crazy if you don't like that iron sight. MP7, I'm going to put at, I'm not going to put it top meta, but I think it's really good. It's very slept on, very good time to kill. I think it would probably fall into potential meta eventually if they give any of these other guns nerfs, but the MP7 didn't really get touched in that change, so it is like a, I think the 6th or 5th best time to kill in the game right now by SMGs, and it has no recoil and good range, so can't go wrong. The AUG, I'm going to put at viable. This is obviously the Modern Warfare SMG AUG. Whatever ammo you put on it, it's basically the same, so it's inviable. It's got a really good time to kill, but it feels extremely heavy and it's super clunky. So the damage doesn't really outweigh like the slight movement that you lose on it. The Striker 45 is going to go into garbage. I wish it was better. It just sucks. I don't know what I'm doing with my voice, but it just sucks. Uzi. I don't know what the heck that was, chat. I don't know. The Uzi right now, below average. I think it's okay, but the Uzi, like, the fire rate's funky on it. It doesn't do enough damage for the funky fire rate. Like, the Milano is just everything that it wants to be. The Milano is everything that it's like the big brother of the Uzi. The Uzi just needs some love. It really does. Even with the better rounds on it, it sucks. I'm gonna put the P90 at viable. Got a really solid time to kill, almost no recoil, good hip fire. If it was like slightly faster time to kill, it'd be competitive 100%. And I do think there are people out there trying to convince me of that in my YouTube comments, but it does need just a slight buff. It's solid though. MP5, this is, oh my god, I always mess this up. I think the person that made this tier list wrote on which one's which. I don't know. I already did the Cold War MP5. Duh, we're good. Modern Warfare MP5, I'm going to put at competitive. It's not the best in the game anymore after their most recent nerf, but it's very, very solid, guys. Within 0 to 10 meters, it's ridiculously good still. But past there, it's actually one of the worst SMGs. Past 10 meters, and Modern Warfare SMG sucks. Pila sucks. Bison, low-key, competitive, guys. Most slept on SMG in the entire game right now. Promise you, test it out. Look at my build down below. And my loadout URL right in the description. Test it. I promise you, it's actually really solid. I hated that gun at one point, by the way, too, because the fire rate sucks, but it's good. Krig 6 is going to be meta. I know people are saying the time to kill has been crushed, blah, blah, blah. It's as good as the Grau. Or better than, the Grau is better than it. No, stop. Go look at the actual stats. Look at the recoil on this. There's 0 recoil on this gun. Headshot multiplier. That's why it's getting ran in tournaments still. It's very, very good. Fire 83 is also going to fall into meta for ARs. The thing about that weapon right now is it doesn't have the multipliers that the Krig has, but it has 0 recoil and an even faster fire rate than the Krig. So it actually has a really solid time to kill, no matter where you shoot someone. Extremities, chest, neck, head, all very solid. It's all the same to like everything too. So it's actually probably the easiest gun in the game for like low level players to use. Highly recommend. XM4, I'm going to put at competitive. I don't think it's meta right now, but like you can use it as a mid-range AR or you can use it as a short-range AR with the iron sight. It's really good. FFAR, I'm going to put it at viable right now. There's a lot of people in my comments right now talking about this gun, so I really do need to test this one out. I haven't tested it yet this season, but I did test it right after Season 4 Reloaded, and I do think it's a good sniper support, but I don't see it as an AR right now, and like, I think it's just viable. Like, as a sidearm, we saw it for 2 seasons, the FFAR ran the game. From Season 1 to Season 2, even with the DMR metas and all that, that gun was broken. And at this point, it's a little undertuned, but it's very viable. QBZ83, one of the better time to kills actually in the game right now for ARs and a very minimal recoil. I would not recommend this gun on Verdansk because that long range is like, this little hitch that it has is really hard, but in Rebirth, it's actually really fun and really good, guys. So I do highly recommend using the QBZ for all skill levels. Groza, I think I'm going to put it in viable. It wants to be the FFAR, but it's just not. The iron sight on it's been broken since release. It's got bugs on that. If you didn't know, you're aiming here and it's shooting here. Like, it pisses me off. I want it to be good so bad. AK-47 from Modern Warfare is below average. I think it's like, actually, which one was that? Is that Cold War? Oh my God, I don't know. They look the same. This is actually going to be the Cold War one. So Cold War one actually goes to S tier because I think it is probably the best AR for Rebirth Island right now. It's good at medium range. It's good at short range. If you want to make it a short range build with iron sights, you want to use it as sniper support, it's great. At medium range, you sneak some headshots in. There is no gun in the entire game that has the fastest time to kill if you hit a headshot, period. So sneak a headshot in, you're never going to lose a fight. Unless the other person has one too. So I'm surprised we haven't seen more pros. Like, the recoil is a little funky on that AK, but it's very solid. Scar 17, we're going to go with below average. It needs a bigger clip. Statistically, it's really good. Recoil is very manageable, but because you can use your iron sight in Rebirth, it feels really solid. But 30 round mag, not getting the job done. Ram 7, viable. Time to heal got destroyed at Season 4 Reloaded, but right now it's just like, eh. You want to love it, but you can't because you kind of need to get into mounts, and you don't really mount that often in Rebirth. So I think it's better in Verdansk 100%. If you actually get a kill with the Joker, send me a video of it. As Rebirth Island, getting a kill with the Joker is probably extremely hard. M4A1 is... Oh, man. Is this viable or... I mean, is this competitive or meta? The stats on it, if you guys didn't see, I posted 2 M4 videos recently. I posted the SMG one with the 32 round mag, 9mm bullets, and then I posted one as a full medium long range build with 3x scope. It's so good right now, guys. It's getting slept on a lot. I do think it is potentially top/meta, but I'm going to leave it at competitive for now because it does have a little bit of more recoil than some of these other guns that have made it up here. And yeah, I think I would just rather have these guns over this one currently. But it's on the watch list right now. Watch it, guys. FR556 is garbage. Jagon tried to clickbait you guys once. He did it and he managed it, and I don't know how you guys believed it, but it's horrible. Odin is below average. Another one of those guns that just doesn't have the big magazine you need. Time to kill on it's solid, but I don't know. It's got a weird fire rate. It's easy to miss shots with. It just has too much downside in my opinion. Oh my God, we're almost there, guys. The M13 is viable. M13 just does not have the time to kill that you need. It has 0 recoil, absolutely 0 recoil, but I don't know, guys. I love the M13. It's actually my first love in Warzone was the M13. Behind, actually, the Odin was the first gun I ever used, but first love was the M13. Had no recoil, so someone with good aim like me, you could just take advantage of it. But at this point in time, it just doesn't get the job done that you want it to. The Kilo is, I'm going to put competitive here, guys. It is a beast, and time to kill at that medium range is very competitive compared to all of these up here. It honestly could be top meta. Like, this is probably the best one. These two right here can go interlock at the top of competitive. Very, very solid, because medium range, they're very, like, they beat some of these. They beat the Farah in time to kill on some of them. Like, it's super good at medium range, but obviously there's some downsides to them, so we'll leave it there now. But it's good. Growl 556, people are going to hate me for it, but it is viable. Very minimal recoil, but it does jump back and forth now. If you used the Growl back in the day, that was legit no recoil. Nowadays, there's a little bit of recoil too. As much as you want to deny it, there is. AK-47 for Modern Warfare, below average. It's a meme in my YouTube channel, and it still sucks, and I'm going to have a video for you guys soon because it sucks and you guys wanted it for some reason. The AN-94 sucks as well. Black Ops 2 legendary weapon comes to Modern Warfare, and it has been terrible ever since release. Still terrible. It's not garbage though, because it has no recoil, but you don't hit that hyper burst on a headshot, like, you're not winning in any time to kills. I was hoping at the Reloaded it got a little love, but it didn't get any. The AMAX, to me, I think is meta for Rebirth Island. Like, some people are going to argue that it isn't, but you can run it as an SMG and it's really fun. And you can run it as its standard, like, 3x build, or throw a hollow on it. You can have a good time with that. It's just solid, guys. The time to kill is really good on it, and at medium range, like I said, for every other one of these guns, it's one of the better time to kills for medium range, especially if you sneak a headshot in. It's very, very good. The FFA, or FAL, sorry, I almost said the FFAR, FAL, I'm going to put it at, if you run it as like an SMG, it's probably viable, but realistically, it's not. Like, the only reason the Type 63 made it competitive is because it's, like, kind of broken right now. The FAL went through that period already, so at this point, it's just a semi-automatic. It's actually really good with the 3x scope in Rebirth, because the 3x scope doesn't have, like, a crazy amount of zoom, but I just don't think the damage is there. It's not great. RPG, again, I mean, I'm going to use this one as the Modern Warfare one. It's terrible. AS Val is actually, I'm going to put it in competitive. Even though it has the smaller mag, it's very fun to use. Very, very fun to use compared to some of these other ones. So I highly recommend you guys give it a little go, okay? Do it. Time to kill is insane. It got nerfed, but as a sniper support or just like a secondary, it's good. Don't use that as a main AR. I know it's an assault rifle. PPSH. I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm dying. But PPSH, I'm going to put it in meta. No, I'm going to put it competitive. I think I've been giving this gun a little too much love. Looking at it more statistically, it's very good, like, throughout all the ranges. But if you don't have that micro reflex, like, I'm telling you guys, try it. Try it. It's very solid. Whatever it's called. It's not micro reflex in Cold War, but it's the same one. Looks like this, red dot in the middle. Very solid on it. Like, give it a go. Time to kill is good. Good at medium, like short, medium range. It's everything you want in an SMG. It's got a good hip fire, but I don't think it's as good as the MAC-10. So we're going to leave it there at competitive. Swiss baby. We're going to top meta because if you're sniping in here, you need to use quick scoping, which the Kar 98K and that do together very, very well. You're basically quick scoping. You need a good ADS speed, and you're not quick scoping, it still has that good ADS speed that you're going to need to win those gunfights against ARs. Carve 2, it's probably viable because it has no range on it, and that's a huge downside to it. And that's another gun that just, I'm surprised it has gotten zero love since it came out. It's kind of in that same spot as the AN-94. Very much forgotten. And it has one of the better blueprints in the game, so they would actually make a lot of money off of it if they actually put some stats on it. The Seikov Pistol, I'm going to put at competitive because I think it is a competitive pistol. I don't know how it just went up there, but I clicked down here. It's very competitive. I think as I'm going to put it at the bottom. As a pistol, it's probably your most consistent pistol because it's full auto. You can use a single, which I think is more consistent, or duels, which you can get away with Rebirth. You just need to like jump into people's chests with them, and the time to kill is ridiculous if you do that. But they did pretty much ruin the hip fire on it at one point because they were broken, so you really got to stick it in the chest. The 911, you're never going to use this gun. It's garbage. ZRG, I'm going to put it at below average as well. It's in that same category. Wait, where did it just go? Did I lose it? Oh, it somehow got up here. I think it's getting confused because there's so many. I know it is in there. That's where I wanted it to be. Getting a little confusing here. There's so many guns. The ZRG, it's basically the Tundra, but I think this has a little bit better ADS, like a smoother ADS speed. Only thing on it is the zoom feels a little bit too zoomed in for me, but I don't miss when I use it. But Rebirth Island, I'm not using any sniper other than these two. You can get away with these, but eh. AMP63, Loki? Loki competitive, guys. Like, if you guys haven't used it yet as ground loot, it's phenomenal. The time to kill is crazy on it right now, but I just don't think it's in like that spot that you're gonna go out of your way and use it unless you want to run a ghost loadout right off the rip, which if you're doing that in Rebirth, you're sweating way too hard because no one cares if you win in Rebirth. Like, you're here to get high kill games, baby. That's it. Have a good time, practice your movement, good times. You're out there sweating in Rebirth, you're doing it wrong. Well, you can sweat and have like practice stuff, but like you're getting mad and raging like some of the kill cams I get or hot mics, like what are you doing? The nail gun, the nail gun, the nail gun. I'm gonna put it at viable. It got nerfed, but like it has 0 attachments. It has no recoil, very fast time to kill. It's kind of in that same spot as like the AS Val, but it has less ammo. So we're gonna leave it there. It's okay. You got to run a throwing knife with it though. Both of these guns, guys, AS Val and nail gun, run a throwing knife with it. It's gonna help you a lot with down players. MG82, put it as viable. I mean, it is technically competitive because the time to kill is ridiculous on it, but most people just it just doesn't hit right. It's got nerfed way too hard because everyone knows when it came out. I dropped a 95 kill plunder game with it. Like, it was ridiculous when it first came out, but at this point in time, I just think it's viable, especially in this mode. C58, I'm gonna put at meta. Time to kills on it's still really good. It got nerfed really hard in season 5, and it still feels exactly the same. I don't know how, but it's still definitely top meta. The OTS-9 is the best SMG in the game, and honestly, because that 0 to 10 meters is ridiculous. It's kind of like what I said with the Modern Warfare Mp5. Like, past 10 meters, it's not that good. But how good the OTS-9 is right now at 0 to 10 meters is like, if you have 1 plate and they have 3 plates and they're not using it, the time to kill is so fast that you have 0 chance. In this, like, it's crazy, guys. You have to use that OTS-9 right now if you guys haven't. I do expect a nerf at that short range soon because it is a little broken, but it has so many downsides in like Verdansk that I don't know that it's going to be like a huge nerf. It's going to be a slight nerf. EM2 is going to go top meta right now in Rebirth Island. It's really good as a sniper support, and it's really freaking good as a main AR. I have a video coming out probably tomorrow or the next day on this gun again because use a mouse on it and it absolutely just fries people. It's not a controller weapon, but you can get away with it. I do have a controller gameplay with it on the YouTube channel already, but I think it is 10 times better on this bad boy right here. The Tech 9. I'm going to put it at competitive. It just got a nerf. It's still good, but it did get nerfed, so I'm going to leave it at competitive for now. I was putting it in top meta, but at this point in time, competitive is the highest I'm going to go on it. It has good range, but it got cut down. Got a good time to kill. It got cut down a little. It's solid, though. Don't get me wrong. The CX-9, the gun that I'm going to put it at competitive. I think it is just because it's really easy to use. If you guys haven't leveled it or anything, it's not like super worth leveling because it's honestly like, it's basically the MP7. These guns like go like hand in hand. They got similar fire rates, similar recoil patterns, similar everything. I just think that the MP7, in my opinion, just feels smoother. There's just something about the CX-9, it just doesn't feel great. But I do have a fun build for it on the URL below. The Marshall, absolute garbage. I am so glad we haven't seen a buff for these yet. If we see a buff for these, I am literally going to be so freaking sad. Dual akimbo, fire shotguns that suck. Thank you for not putting that in the game. The RAL LMG is going to go to the stats are actually pretty solid on it, so I'll put it in viable. But anything past there, oh no, baby. Oh, we made it. We made it through every gun. It wasn't that long either. I think we did it in like 20-something minutes. But guys, thank you guys so much. If you actually watched every single bit of this, make sure you guys leave a comment below and say I did it, because that was long. My voice feels ratchet right now. I should have been drinking water while doing this, but I wanted to bang this out as quick as possible for you. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any questions on any of these videos, like I said below, check the URL below in the description that have loadout builds for you guys. I would throw them up on the screen for you, but to be completely honest, as a part-time creator, it takes a lot of time to get those, but they're down there in that list. Just click it. Next, I do want to appreciate you guys for showing up. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel for next week's tier list or any of the gameplays. There is a gameplay for literally almost every single one of these. I think like 99% of these there's a legit video on my channel for, and I try to remake it every single season to keep you guys updated on the builds and all that stuff. I'm testing things all the time on my Twitch channel, YouTube channel. I dual stream at the same time because I took away my affiliate on Twitch. If you guys didn't know, that's a thing. You got to do that if you do want to dual stream at the same time. And other than that, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Turn notifications on so you guys can get notifications for every video, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.